morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. It is Monday, December 1st. Can y'all believe it? We already in December. Whew, December 1st. Welcome, December. Hello, December. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How your mama and them doing? Yes, it's December 1st, you all. Wow. Monday, December 1st. But we here. We alive. We well. We praise God and we thank God. Woke up this morning a little down, not about anything in particular. I think I'm just thinking about finances, money. It's something that I always think about. But I deleted my live video last night. And one of the reasons why I deleted it because, you know, I said some things on there and I don't need nobody make sure my garage come all the way down. All right. I don't need nobody, you know, getting on my live and you know, getting on my live and reporting it or saying I said this, that, or the third, you know, because that Kimberly person, she really pissed me the fuck off, you know, and I really wanted to do something to her for real. So I just said, you know what, just delete it. It's better to delete it than to leave it up there and they look at it and say you said blah blah blah, you know, and I'm being cautious as I can be because, you know, I do still have that strike on my channel, so I don't want to take any chances of them coming up with no BS, you know, in regards to what I say or what I may say or whatever the case may be, you know. I just want to always protect myself, you know, in regards to anything, in regards to, I don't know why this all-wheel drive ABS thing is on. I guess probably because I'm on ice, I'm assuming. But yeah, I don't need nothing, you know. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to not say just take it down and keep it moving, you know. And that's what I'm gonna do. And it got a lot of views on it too. But you know, you just don't want you don't want nothing with these people. Okay, it's off now. You don't want nothing with these people, you know, here on YouTube, you know. So I just took it down and I'm okay with that, you know, although I did come on live because I was trying to make some money. I was trying to do that. I popped on. I said, let me pop on because I was trying to think like, what can I do? And the reason why I came on, two reasons. Because I didn't come on yesterday, Saturday, with everything that was going on. And then the other reason was I made $456 for the month of November. And I don't get that payout until the end of this month, December. So I was trying to get to $500. It's so hard to get $500 on here. Even with the subscribers, the little money that you make on here is just ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, so I was trying to make some additional money, and that's what I was trying to do. I am so broke until Friday, and I got an Uber Christopher tomorrow. He's not going to school today because we got a second round of snowstorm coming. There will be nobody to get him. My mother's not going to go get him from school with it being a snowstorm. It's supposed to start at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I won't be able to get him. I don't get off until 3:30. So that ain't going to work, for me. Next week, I'll be able to get him every day because I'll be in a different location covering. And I'm glad about that because I get off at 2:30. So for the rest of the month until the new year, my mother doesn't have to go get him. So that should make her happy. And then he's out of school for 2 weeks. I think his last day of school is December 19th. That's going to save me tons of money because I won't have to Uber him anywhere, So thank God for that, Yeah, thank God for that. So, I was on there to make some money. And like I said, I got to Uber him tomorrow. I got to Uber him Wednesday and Thursday. Now, the money that 2 of my subscribers sent me through Cash App, I actually had to spend that because it was for Christopher. I'll give it back to him. But I had to spend that because I had to go buy that stuff for, my pipes, all that stuff we needed. I had to buy the ring wax. I needed a new ring wax under the toilet because he had to take my toilet off. So I needed a new ring wax. And I got to pay him Friday too. I told him I would pay him Friday. So I'm going to ask him, he was like, he was playing with me, but I know, he fell down my steps. I feel bad not to give him anything. But anyway, I'm going to give him his money. And, so it's just a little tight, So I think I woke up thinking about that. I woke up thinking about, my utility bills. I gotta pay those by December 19th. The water bill, I gotta pay the cable bill to when I get paid, and I gotta pay the cable bill, and I gotta pay the security house bill, and then I gotta pay the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill. So I wanted to stay home today, but I was like, no, get up and go because you need to make every dime. You don't need to miss a day. So I'm going on in here, even though my back is still hurt. My back don't hurt as bad. I did take some Aleve back pain because I keep the Aleve for your back. So I took that last night as I ate my food, and it, my back did feel better. I got a slight headache this morning, but like I said, I think a lot of it is just, it's stress. I think it's just stress. My blood pressure was already raised a little bit because Christopher had made me mad yesterday when I was out there shoveling the snow. So he had pissed me off, and then I got on live, and them people pissed me off. So I think I got a little headache, a little slight headache. And Chris was like, I don't know. He was like, Mama, you should just block people. And I said, I know. I said, we do. I said, we had a lot of people, that say stupid stuff, And I said, but, I get tired of it. And I like to just let people know that this ain't a place for you to be mean. And I want other people to realize that who want to come on and say something on the live. I don't know why I don't have that feature that people have to agree to be respectful in a live stream. I don't know why I don't have that. You so busy giving me a strike, but you won't give me that feature because I have well enough subscribers to have that feature. Before you make a comment, you have to agree to certain guidelines. And if you go against what you agreed upon, you can get a strike. So I don't know why that's not on there, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. But anyway, I am gonna do a little Christmas shopping. I'm gonna do a little Christmas shopping. I kind of know what I'm gonna get everybody. I'm not buying everybody a lot. I think that I'm all the stuff I was gonna buy Christopher, I ain't buying him either. His attitude changed straight up, straight up, because because, you know, I just feel like, you know, I do a lot, and you just not gonna disrespect me and talk to me any kind of way. I don't care if I am your mother. You just ain't gonna do it. You know, you just ain't gonna do it. So, you know, he apologized, but I said, I'm tired of you apologizing. Stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I put this brown lipstick back on. I'm gonna wear it because I don't have no other lipstick under here. I'm gonna wear it and see if I like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna give it to my mother. I think I'm leaning more to giving it to my mother. I don't really care for this lipstick that much. It's a Juvia's Place lipstick. I wish they do have a tester where you can test it. And I should have tried it on, but I had on another lipstick. So I should have tried it on, but I don't like it. I don't know. I have another brown lipstick from Juvia's Place that I do like, but I don't know. I just can't get with this one. Maybe when I finish putting on my whole face, then I can kind of see, you know. But yeah, so anyway, I used the money that the Simple Life sent me and Bernetta. Thank you both. Thank you all so very much. And I'm gonna thank you all again on the live. But I used that money to get us some food on Saturday, and for us to for us to get some food, and for us to for me to go buy all the stuff that I needed, because he had brought the ring wax thing for the toilet, and so I paid him that money back. I had some cash on me, but I had to get some other stuff, you know, the cleaning stuff. I had some Lysol, but I didn't have enough, so I needed more. I need to go buy a big old thing of bleach. I went and bought a new mop, because the mop that I had, I got to throw that mop away because everything on the floor was waste. You know what I'm saying? Everything was waste. So, yeah, so I had to do that. And I mean, it just, you know, it was just a lot of stuff I had to buy. And I knew that was going to have to Uber him this week. But, you know, I had to do what I had to do because I had a lot of stuff going on. You know, I had just paid my mortgage, and that just takes a big chunk. And so, you know, that's what was going on with that. So, you know, but thank God I had the money. It was gifted. Thank God I had it. And I did have it. And, you know, I was able to get the stuff that, you know, I needed for the house. So, thank God for that, you know. Thank God for that. But yeah. So, I'm happy about that. And like I said, I'm anticipating or hoping that I'll get a nice little sum of money back from my income tax refund. Like I said, I really got to save that money because of things that will happen with the car, and things that will happen with the car, and things that will happen with you know, the house. You know, I just need to have money where I can just grab it, you know. So that is my plan. I don't want to spend, don't get me wrong, y'all, I like to shop, y'all know I do, but I just need to, you know, like I told you all, Chris is going on prom, you know, and he's going on prom, and I have to have money for that, not just to pay then I got to pay for the tux and the rental. I'm not buying him a tux. We're going to rent a tux. You got to pay for that or whatever he want to wear. And, you got to pay for the car. Then he got to have money in his pocket to go down there to pay up to Rob. And then, what else? And then, you got to pay for the limo. And then graduation, got to pay for, all of that. So I'm just, and I wanted to give him a birthday party at my house, but that just depends on how things go between him and I. I don't know if Christopher needs to get him some coochie. I don't know what he needs to do. I don't know why he's so. And I told him last night. You all know how honest I am. I told him last night. I said, you suffer from low self-esteem, and he said, first he said, no, I don't, and I said, yes, you do. And then he came back and he said, you're right. And I said, why? I said, and I know a lot of it has to do with he's going through this stage about how he looked. Okay, he's obsessed with his hair, and that's been going on for a long time. I tried to get Christopher some therapy. His doctor, who is my doctor, told me that they don't really have. I don't understand why they don't, but I'm going to look more into it for him to get some therapy. A lot of Christopher's issues, he's got several. One of his issues is he has a learning disability as far as academic wise. He ain't got no learning disability. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. But he has a learning disability. And he's lazy, like most teenagers are, like a lot of them are, even these grown-ass men. He lazy. He don't want to do what you ask him to do. He only want to do what he want to do. I told him, I said, you have to learn how to do things. I said, because not only are you going to have a wife and a family one day, you have to know how to do things when you live by yourself. I said, and this is concerning to me that, you don't know how to do certain things. So that's one of his issues is that he has a stigma about the fact that he has a learning disability. That bothers him immensely. And I told him, I said, everybody does not learn the same, but he has a stigma about his learning disability. The second thing is that he has he's struggling with the fact that his father has never been in his life. That is very, very painful and hurtful to him. And he's dealing with that. The older he gets, the more he's like really talking about it. And, I know that will pass because, like I told him, you need to see him who he is for yourself. Me telling you, or grandma telling you, or your sperm donor sister telling you, your sperm donor's oldest daughter, which is your sister, telling you, it ain't gonna stick until you experience it yourself. And I said, you've already experienced him when you were 13 and how he treated you. I said, so you know what kind of motherfucker he is, okay? I have apologized to Christopher over and over again for, me, being involved with somebody, that was such a narcissist and abuser, blah, blah, blah. And, I think that I over accommodate by doing a lot of things that I do, a lot of things that I have done, because of my own guilt. And I am guilty for a lot of things that, I couldn't stay with him. And I don't apologize for that. I apologize for ever being with him, period. Okay? Would I be with somebody like this motherfucker now? No, because I know better. You grow and you mature, people don't come with instructions and people don't come with a warning label. I wish everybody did, but they don't. And if people did come with a warning label, most of us wouldn't even have children because you wouldn't fuck with them. It would be nice if people came with a warning label on attached to them, like other things that we deal with in life. But that's just not the case. That's just not the case. It's a lot of black ice out here. It's why I'm moving kind of slow. But it is what it is, and I've done what I could. I've done what I felt that I could do. You know what I'm saying? But you can only do so much. You can only say I'm sorry so many times, for whatever. But it is what it is, and so I have, made sure that Christopher has had what he wanted. Christopher gets everything that he wants. Everything he asks us for, he gets. And part of it is because he's not a bad kid. He doesn't give me any problems. You know what I'm saying? The school is not constantly calling me. He's never been suspended. He's not in the gang. He don't smoke weed. I don't have a problem teenager. But there are some problems, but they're all more so related to him and how he feels about himself, I guess is what I'm saying. And so with that being said, I know I had low self-esteem when I was a teenager. And most teenagers do. And I don't even know if it's low self-esteem or if it's just not, you're trying to come into yourself. You're trying to figure things out. You're in that teen, you're like in that curve. You're like a teenager, and then, you're like going into adulthood. And so you trying to figure all this out. You've been a kid for so long, and now you got to be, an adult. And so I get it. I do. I really, really do. I get it. But, the thing is that, it's just part of life and part of what we go through when we're young adults up until young adults up until we go into adulthood. You're trying to figure it out. I'm 55 years old. It's a lot of stuff I have not figured out. It's a lot of things that I don't know. I'm still trying to learn a lot when it comes to, come on. I'm still trying to learn. Why are you crossing right here, man? This is dangerous. I'm still trying to learn a lot of things about my house. There's so many things in that house that I don't know, that I don't know how to do. Buying a house was a big boss move, and a big thing to do without a man around, okay? Like what happened the other day. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to do. I got common sense to know that it was a serious issue and that it was a pipe that was holding water, because it was backing up. They ain't did nothing down here. So I had enough common sense to know that, but, and that's not to say that if you got married and you had a man there, because there's a lot of men don't know how to do shit. It's tons of men. I have found this out being with men, that it's a lot of men who don't know how to do shit. Don't know how to do nothing. And I guess my thing with Christopher is that I don't want him to be that man. I don't want him to be that man. Just because you ain't had a man in your life don't mean that you can't be one. And it doesn't mean that you the man that you don't know what to do. You got to know what to do. You got to know things, and you got to know what to do. So those are the things that, I'm trying to teach him, things that I'm trying to tell him that he needs to. Oh, it was a bad car accident right here. Go ahead and fly. I don't give a fuck about you going around. I'm not getting ready to fly. They already said it's black ice. So if you want to get down here and spin out, go right ahead. It ain't that important to me. I promise you it ain't. It's a car accident right there. All the stuff is right there. And he coming around me flying. These roads, I can see the black ice. I can see it. You know, I can see it. So I'm not flying down the street. So if people don't understand that, hey, whatever. Oh, I see they digging. You can ride up on me all you want. It ain't gonna make me go no faster. Bye. See ya. He's zooming over here. People are retarded. Just fucking retarded. Well, at least they cleaned the lot. Thank God for that. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to punch in because my spot is here. Oh, it's still icy up here. There's so much ice and shit. Don't look like they shovel back here, but they ain't put no ice. Okay, that was real smart. It's a sheet of ice up in here. I didn't want to walk in this ice, so I just went on and punched in. So, I've done what I could. I've done the best that I could as a parent. And I've apologized immensely over and over again, to Christopher, about, about what it is with his absentee father, but I can't, like I told him, I haven't missed a day. I've been here. And of course, my mother, when I told her, how he was acting yesterday or whatever, and, of course she, I told you to get him some help. I've been telling you. So of course the blame always comes back, on me, and that kind of pissed me off, because it's not like I haven't tried. His doctor said that they don't really have that on site, but I will do my research and figure it out, because they do have more mental health facilities now for people. So, I will do what I need to do, but yeah, she pissed me off with that, because I'm like, you know what, it ain't like I haven't tried. I'm like, I've told you what the doctor said, so as a mother, you get blamed for everything. Y'all know that. We get blamed for everything. If something wrong with the child, we get blamed for it. That's just how it go. And like I said, I've done what I could. I've put Christopher in all type of male mentoring programs. I've done it all. So I don't know what I do know what some of the issues are, but I know what I have done. And I'm thinking to myself, why you sitting here talking, why you ain't, you at home, why you ain't researched nothing? Why you putting that all on me? And like I said, I've done it. I've talked to his, this thing's hard to get open. I've talked to his doctor. And at the time when I was talking to her, he was really going through. And she was asking me, like, had he did anything to hurt himself? I said, no. I said, but, I don't know if he will or he won't. So she was saying that they would have to admit him. He would have to go through a psych evaluation. And we're not at that point. We're not at that point. But believe me, I do ask him, is he suicidal? Do he feel suicidal? These are the questions that I ask him. Because a lot of teenagers, because they're dealing with so much, trying to come into themselves, they will. And so I've asked him. He said no. And he's like, no. So he needs somebody to talk to other than me, because he does have an obsession with his hair, and that's been a problem. And it remains a problem for not just him, but me, because I got to constantly hear about it. And most of us, have suffered with some type of, low self-esteem or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But as a parent, as a single parent, whether you male or female, but we know that there are more single mothers than there are single fathers. And then again, maybe not. Maybe the statistics are the same. I don't know. I've never did any research about it. But what I do know is that I'm doing the very best that I know how to do. And I don't let people blame me. I don't let people put that on me. I don't let nobody do none of that, because I'm not one of them mothers that, don't go up to the school. One of them mothers who don't know what's going on. That's not me. I'm not that mother. I spend a lot of time with Christopher, a lot. I'm with Christopher a lot. But like I told you all Friday, when he got in the car, he was real moody. He was real moody. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Because he was fine earlier when I had talked to him. He told me I was just tired. From what? You know what I'm saying? From what? You've been home all week. You've been home all week. Oh, they moving this snow. Oh, they out here dumping this snow. You've been home all week on break, Thanksgiving break. You ain't did nothing. So I just was confused as to what he was tired about. I was confused. So then he texts me, I'm sorry for being moody. I'm just tired. The gym shoes are still back here in the car. You know, they still back here. And he made me so mad yesterday. I just was like, why am I spending money Christmas, buying you Christmas presents, and this is how you acting? You know, I mean, I don't know. Y'all saw where I was Friday. Y'all was with me. Those of you all that was on the live. Where was I? Going to get him some shoes. I didn't pay for them. His grandmother did. But I still drove out there to the mall. I need some gas in this car right now. I had to balance some food last night. I'm looking at my account. I'm going, you know, and the thing is that this is the thing. I have no help from the other person who helped create him. He doesn't even try to send or Zelle Christopher $20 a week. Either that be for him to eat, either that be for a haircut, or either that be for Ubering. He does nothing. When I tell y'all he don't do nothing, he does not do nothing. He does not even try. He does not even try. He don't even try. He don't even say, oh, well, you know, let me send him $20. Now, let's just say that he gets $300 or $400 a month from his disability. Out of that $300 or $400, you mean tell me you can't send him $50 every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever? The white girl is paying your rent. You have no car. You get food stamps. So if you got $100 in food stamps, $200 in food stamps, however much you get, you mean tell me you got enough? You got $200, right, for food. You get 3 or 4. Maybe he get $500 for disability. Okay, I don't know how much he get. He might get less than that. But you cannot tell me that you cannot send this boy $20, $40, $50, $15, even if it's 10. And they have the audacity to make comments like this. Oh, his mama, he got a big lump sum of money because I guess all the times that he applied for the disability and he got denied, they paid him back. Oh shoot, I knew I was gonna do that. He got a big lump sum of money. So when his mother asked him about sending Christopher something, he said, oh, his mama messed that up. How did I mess that up? So I guess I messed it up for the last 18 years. So I told Christopher yesterday, I said, you know what? You taking your shit out on the wrong motherfucker. And that's just how I told it to him. I said, what you need to be doing is getting on the phone calling that fat fuck and cussing him the fuck out. I said, because you got underwear on your ass to keep your ass warm and your nuts warm. You got socks on your motherfucking feet to keep your feet warm. You got boots on your fucking feet to keep your feet warm. So I had these boots that I had never worn. And I had told him to put them on because they're a size 11. I told him, I said, he said, I ain't gonna wear these boots to school. He said, my cousin, they too heavy. And I said, you ain't gotta wear them to school. I said, but just put them on to come out here to shovel the snow. I said, I don't give a damn what you put on your feet going to school. If you want to slip and slide and fall on that motherfucking ice in them Timberlands, go right ahead. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I said, but I ain't got time. I said, I ain't got time to argue with you about stupid shit. So the boots was untied yesterday. I said, you're going to fall on your fucking face out here in this snow because you won't tie these boots up. Matter of fact, I got to find my other winter boots. I don't know where they are, but I got to find them. So he was like, I said, tie your boots up. Please tie your boots up. I'm telling you, he gets on my last nerve being so fucking hard-headed. And all of the stuff that I deal with or have dealt with or go through, the sperm donor don't get none of this. You know, he gets none of this. And like I said, he don't care if this boy eat or not. He don't care if he healthy or not. He don't care nothing about him. Nothing. And I think that hurts Christopher because I told my mother, I said, stop telling him that. She was like, well, he need to know the real deal. I said, yeah, he do. I said, but the more you tell him that the fat bitch don't care nothing about him, I said, that's when he seems to be more depressed. Don't nobody want to hear nobody say that somebody don't care about them. Even if it's true, you don't want to hear that. So I had to stop her from that. I said, you know, and I stopped myself from telling him that. But what I do tell him is this. Well, this is what I do tell him. I tell him this. I said, you need to call him. You need to call him. You need to call him, and you need to sit on the phone with him, and you need to let all your motherfucking frustrations out about him to him. I said, because I'm not the one who did it. I'm not the one doing it. I'm doing the right thing while he's doing the wrong thing. I said, you scared to pick up the phone and tell him about himself, but you want to stand here and talk to me any kind of way, and we ain't doing that. I said, so I told him yesterday, I said, so I tell you what, I said, you turn 18 in March. I said, you graduate June 5th. I said, June 5th, pack your shit. I will buy you a train ticket, and you can go down to Louisville, Kentucky, and live with that fat motherfucker who can't feed you, who can't do shit for you. I said, since I'm the worst mother in the world, I'm the worst bitch in the world, go live with him. Tell him you on your way. You'll be there June 6th. You graduate June 5th. You'll be there June 6th. We'll put you on the train on June 6th. Pack all your shit up and go with him. And I said, but the things that I've bought that have cost $200 and the things that Grandma bought, you're going to leave that shit here. I said, I'm going to go sell that shit so I can get me some money and get Grandma back her money. And you go on down there, you see if you get a 200 pair of gym shoes from him. I said, hey, you 18, go down there and find you a job. Live your life. I said, because I've gotten you to where you need to be. 18 years. 18 years I've been here. I don't regret a day. I don't. But the next 18 or so, motherfucker, go with him. Go with him. Go knock on his door and say, hey, I need a place to stay. My mama put me out. I said, we got his address. Put you on the train. Go head on. Go knock on this motherfucking door. Show up. Since you think, you can do better than where you at. So I told him that yesterday. He just looked at me. I said, you'll be 18. Get out. Go live with him. I bet you he'll be back. He'll be back. Because that motherfucker ain't going to do shit. All they going to do is get into it and argue and stuff. And then he'll find out why the fuck I ain't with him. And then he said all the time, you the best mama. You the best mama. And this, that, and the other. And here, I already know enough about him. Okay, but you know enough about him, but you standing up in my motherfucking face giving me grief? No. Dude, that ain't how that works. Man, I can't find my thing. Oh, I got too much shit down in this purse. Oh, but I found this candy. I love me some chocolate. I knew I had put another one down in here. These are so good. It's slippery like a motherfucker back here. He's trying to turn. It's slippery. I don't know where my sponge at. I don't know what I did with it. Maybe a little case. Oh yeah, I told him, go down there. I bet your ass come back. He ain't doing shit for you. He don't want to do shit for you. All he want to do is holler, my son, my son, my son, my son. That's all he want to do. Had the nerve to put on Facebook, on his Facebook page, when it was Christopher's birthday, happy birthday to my son. How the fuck are you saying happy birthday to your son on Facebook where he can't even see it, but you ain't never picked up the phone in 18 motherfucking years and said happy birthday? You fat, funky, no heaven job bitch. Everybody want to take credit for shit that they ain't been responsible for. You ain't did a motherfucking thing for him. I hope you watch this YouTube channel. I hope. I pray. His mama, she don't call Christopher. She don't check up on Christopher. She don't ask Christopher how he doing. She don't ask Christopher, do he need anything? She never asked me, do I need anything? Now, when he graduate in June, prom, she'll be there. Christmas come, she'll call him. She'll send him something, maybe. His birthday, she always acknowledges his birthday. She always send him a card. She'll send him some money. She'll call him on his birthday. This will probably be the last birthday he get anything from her. Is it in here? How did I put it in here? This will be his last birthday, I'm sure. She'll buy him anything. Because he's 18. She probably will say he grown. She probably won't give him nothing after this birthday. All he gonna get from her. And after he turned 18, and after high school, she won't call him no more. They don't have that kind of relationship. He's 18. She has never asked me or said to me, bring him over here. Let him spend the night over here for a weekend. She wouldn't even keep him one Saturday when me, his sister, and his niece wanted to go to the, was it the candy factory or the chocolate factory? I don't know what it's called, but we were going. It wasn't what we thought it was. We drove all the way somewhere. And it was something that kids could go to. We thought it was an adult thing, but it wasn't. But my point is that she kept his auntie's kids, who are the same age as Christopher, because the boy, her son is graduating the same year as Christopher. So I said, well, ask her. I said to his aunt, I said, ask her, you know, can Chris stay? She wouldn't keep Christopher. I ain't never forgot that. But she kept her kids. She told her that would just be too many kids. It wasn't like I was sending 2 or 3 kids over there with the other 2. It was just one. She kept her kids, but she didn't keep mine. So I said, when she told me that, I said, oh, okay. But I felt some type of way. And he's 18. He has never, ever spent a day with her. And from that day, well, I can say, let me just go rewind back. Birthday parties that I've had for Christopher, he's, you know, participated. She's come to birthday parties and stuff like that. Now, mind you, this is not a woman that she and I have a bad relationship, okay? We don't talk now because of the last incident with him coming here and faking out, okay? But we don't have no bad relationship. So I was a little miffed that she wouldn't even keep her own grandson. But then I said, oh, you don't want to keep him because then you got to tell your son you kept him. Your son didn't even need to know that. And in fact, he wasn't even living here. He'd been down in Kentucky for a long time. But I felt some type of way. But in the 18 years that Chris has been here, she has not one time since he's been big enough to go over there and spend time, she never called me and said, Sherelle, do you want, I want to see Christopher this weekend. Can you drop him off on Friday and come back and get him Sunday? Never. Never. She's never called me up and asked me, did I need anything for him? Never. Never. When we had the baby shower, she made him put some things in layaway for the baby. She had this big old huge bag of stuff. Okay, huge bag. He was not at the baby shower because I had put him out. We were done. Big old bag. I had a huge baby shower. I mean, I had so much stuff. I had to change Christopher 2 and 3 times just for him to wear it. Huge bag. His first birthday, she came to the birthday party. All the birthday parties that he's had, she's come to. His 8th grade graduation, she came. His high school graduation, she probably would come. His birthday party that I'm going to give him, if he, depending on how he act, she'll come. I'll call and say, hey, I'm giving Chris a birthday party on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Want you and your significant, I'm not going to say their names, I want you all to come. I'll call her and tell her that, but I ain't finna stay on the phone with her. I've always acknowledged her. I've always had Chris call her every year on her birthday. We've taken her gifts on her birthday from him. I've buy her gifts. Mother's Day, I always send flowers. So I always thought that she and I had a great relationship, or a good relationship, until this happened with him not popping up, not showing up, and she went off on me. And I'm like, you going off on me, but this the motherfucker that bamboozled you, your own child, but you mad at me. See, that's the thing. I'm always taking hits from other people when things are going on with them. They always lash out at me. My own child do it. My own child do it. My mama do it. I'm always the punching bag, or the person that people take shit out on. People right here on this YouTube channel, same thing. Y'all be going through something. Y'all want to get on here and try to bully me. You want to talk about me. You want to say shit to me. Because something in your life ain't going right. Because you so fucking jealous that I got, or I have, the type of subscribers that I have. People want to call me up, moaning and groaning and crying and whining about shit that ain't got nothing to do with me, nothing that I've done. I've always been people's punching bag, and I'm sick of that. Ex-friend, same thing. Ex-friend, same thing. That's why we're not talking to this day. He couldn't call me up and apologize for saying what he said. No, he had to block me. And then because I went off because he blocked me, you don't talk to me for a whole year. I don't know what the fuck happened with you before you got over here that day, November 19th of last year. I don't know. But whatever the fuck happened, you took the bullshit out on me. I hope you looking at this video too. You took it out on me. Called me a goofy ass, like I did something to you. All I told you to do was come over so we could fuck before you left for your trip. And what do I get? I get in the door nastiness. I get out the door nastiness. And then I get blocked. Because I sent the video showing him what he said to me and how that made me feel. But you blocked me and you stopped fucking with me. Not because I cussed you out. Not because I stole your motherfucking money. Not because I fucked another person, or I fucked your best friend or your brother or your daddy. You mad at me. You're mad at me. You come to my house and walk in my motherfucking house where I pay a goddamn mortgage and bills and be mad at me. We never fucked in your house. But you mad at me. And then because I tell you about your motherfucking self and tell you, you ain't got to ever come back over here because I ain't in for you hurt my feelings. You block me. And you have not spoken to me in a year. Ain't that something? Ain't that something how motherfuckers do you, but then ain't big enough, man enough to say they sorry on they bullshit? Who the fuck come in the door with a motherfucking attitude and then leave out the door being mad because you did get no pussy and get your dick sucked, and then say to that person you a goofy ass on your bullshit or his bullshit? You was in a motherfucking mood, you should have just said, I ain't coming. I'm gonna see you when I come back. would I have been disappointed? Yeah. But guess what? I would have got over that shit, and it would have been much better to be disappointed than to have went through that I went through. But no, you couldn't do that. You couldn't say, I'm in the mood, or I got something going on. I don't think I'd be the best of company right now. No, you couldn't do that. Nope. Couldn't do that. Instead, you had to come and you had to disrespect me. Because I didn't fuck you. Because you were treating me bad. I don't fuck when I can't. I'm dry as a straw. When you mad, when you mean and nasty to me. I am. Now, I know that there are some women who don't give a damn. Now, I will say this. I'm to the point that, I feel like this. Yeah, we mad. Okay, we gonna fuck. We can be mad later. But it all depends on what you said and what you've done. So, don't think that you can fuck my brains out and I think I'm have a good time with you and you had treated me mean. No, that's not how that works. No, that's not how that works. No. Because I ain't never came to your house and disrespected you. But I'm telling you, always people's punching bags. People always taking their anxiety, that shit out on CC. And I just refuse to be people's punching bag. I just refuse to be any of that for anybody. You got a problem, you got an issue, it's yours. Especially when I know I ain't did a motherfucking thing. And I have even apologized to people for certain things that I know that I did not do. I don't never even say to people, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I don't say that because that's a narcissist response. All I can say is, well, okay, I don't know what you want me to say, or okay, I respect that. I try to be very careful what I say, and how I say it to people. I'm telling you all, I'm telling y'all. People something else. People are something else. So that's why I don't let people dump their shit on me. I'm not a fucking toilet. I'm just not. But anyway, y'all, I've been on here over my time. I always go over my time when I say I'm going to be on here. But you all have a good, blessed day. I'll see you all later. I am going to come live later. It depends. Supposed to get some more snow. So it depends on how long I'm going to have to be outside shoveling. So if I don't see you all today, I'll see you all tomorrow. This weather sucks. And I hope they're putting some salt down because it's icy than a motherfucker up in here. I mean, just icy. They ain't cleared the snow, but they need to come and put some salt down. Trying to get to the door is going to be a challenge. But anyway, y'all, have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow or later on, okay? Peace and blessings. Don't let nobody make you a human toilet for their issues. I don't care who it is. Your child, your mother, your husband, your best friend, your co-workers. the ex-husband, the ex-boyfriend. I don't give a fuck who it is. Do not become a human toilet waste for other people's issues. I'm not taking on your waste. I'm not. So, you know, that's how I feel about it. You know, that's why a lot of things irritate me when people come with me with stuff. It just irritates me. You know, because I can easily call somebody and be moody towards people. I can easily call up somebody and dump on them. So, I try not to dump my shit on people. But that's what happens on a lot of these live streams. People they mad in their life about a lot of shit. And here they come, wanting to be bullified and want to dump on people, you know? And I'm just not going to be nobody's dumpster. And here's the last thing I want to say. You all need to stop being concerned about my weight, okay? I'm not fucking none of y'all. You ain't got to worry about it, because I ain't trying to fuck none of y'all. I don't know why y'all so concerned about my weight, because most of you motherfuckers is talking about my weight. You got little dicks, your coochie stinks, your balls stink. You don't know how to wipe your ass correctly, okay? You probably fat than a motherfucker, probably bigger than me. So please don't be concerned about what I look like. Please be more concerned about wiping your ass properly and cutting that hair around off your pussy and around your nutsack. I said what I said. Fuck you and the bitch who had you. And I mean that from the depths of my soul. See, I don't believe in, oh, you know, when they go low, we go high. No, I'm going to take you to hell. So don't come on here with that bullshit, because I'm going to get your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who dick you sucking. I don't care whether it be a man or a woman's, whatever. Don't fuck with me. I'm not your human waste toilet for you to dump your shit. You cannot sit on me and shit on me. That ain't how they go. You come with bullshit, you're gonna get fucked up over here. So I suggest when you see me, you say, oh, this the bitch dude, don't play. Let me keep scrolling, because I will roast your motherfucking ass. And if you haven't been on my live streams, don't come over there, because they'll tell you I will roast your motherfucking ass in your fucking face while you on the live. I don't know you, don't want to know you, don't want to know who the bitch who had you, don't give a fuck. Stop fucking with me, because I will fuck you back, and not the way you think. No oil, no grease, and no baby oil. I'm going to give it right up your motherfucking ass. So don't fuck with me. Leave me the fuck alone. Just pass on by the live. Pass on by the videos. Just pass the fuck on by. After I fucking talk about you and report your motherfucking YouTube channel and cuss you out, I may come and find you and do something to you. You don't know who I know. I'm going to keep telling y'all that. You don't know who I know, and you don't know what I can do. So stop fucking with people that you don't know. I'm not your human waste toilet. It's going to be the title of my video. All right, y'all. And that goes for everybody. Don't call me up with no bullshit, whining and crying on the motherfucking phone, because I don't want to hear that. You need some help? Go see some counseling. I can't help you. I got my own shit. Y'all have a good, blessed day. I'll see you later. Peace, love, and joy. Bye.